The Zephyrian High Command had calculated everything with mathematical precision. Their predictive algorithms, refined over 3 millennia of conquest, painted a clear picture. The humans would capitulate within 72 standard hours of the first orbital bombardment. Like every other species before them, they would send desperate transmissions, begging for mercy, offering tribute, pleading for their pathetic lives. Admiral Kethvar adjusted his ceremonial plumage as he watched. Earth's blue marble rotates slowly on the holographic display. 47 civilizations had knelt before the Empire's might. The humans would be number 48. "Commence bombardment," he commanded, his voice carrying the authority of 10,000 conquered worlds. The first wave of plasma cannons lit up Earth's night side like dying stars. Cities that had stood for centuries vanished in brilliant flashes. The Admiral expected immediate communication requests, the typical pattern of shock, denial, anger, bargaining, and finally, blessed submission. Instead, silence. "Sir," Communications Officer Veltar's voice carried an unusual tremor. "We're detecting massive energy signatures across the human territories." "Escape pods?" Kethvar asked dismissively. "Let them flee. We'll hunt down the survivors later." "No, sir. These signatures are different." On the tactical display, thousands of new contacts appeared throughout human space. Ships unlike anything in the Empire's extensive databases. They moved with impossible coordination, as if guided by a single mind, yet each vessel bore unique design characteristics that spoke of desperate innovation rather than standardized production. The first human transmission came not as a plea, but as a declaration. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Resistance Fleet." The voice crackled through the comm system with crystalline clarity. "You want to play God with human lives? Then, let's see how your precious empire handles a visit from the devil himself." Kethvar's mandibles clicked in amusement. "One planet against the might of the—" His words died as the tactical display erupted in chaos. The human fleet wasn't retreating or forming defensive positions. They were advancing, not toward the orbital platforms or the fleet's outer perimeter, but directly toward the Empire's heart. The throne world of Zephyr Prime, 1,500 light-years away. "Impossible," breathed Navigation Officer Hickstall. "No species has ever attempted a direct assault on the throne world. The defenses alone—" "Track them," Kethvar ordered, his amusement curdling into unease. What followed defied every principle of warfare the Empire had perfected. The humans didn't use jump gates. They punched holes through space-time itself with devices that screamed against the laws of physics. They didn't engage the outer defense fleets. They bypassed them entirely, leaving confused admirals staring at empty space where enemies should have been. Most disturbing of all, they learned. Each Imperial countermeasure was met, analyzed, and overcome within hours. The humans adapted their technology in real time, as if their entire species was a single evolving organism focused on one goal, reaching Zephyr Prime. "Sir," Veltar's voice had risen to near panic. "Priority transmission from the throne world. Emperor Zakthul himself." The hologram that materialized showed the absolute ruler of known space, his ancient features carved from living crystal, his eyes burning with the fire of dying stars. For the first time in Kethvar's career, the Emperor looked concerned. "Admiral," the Emperor's voice resonated with barely contained fury. "What have you done?" "My lord, I followed standard pacification protocols." "Your standard protocols," have brought a plague of madness to our doorstep." The Emperor's form flickered with rage. "These humans, they're not fighting to win, Admiral. They're fighting to die. But they intend to take us with them." Through the connection, Kethvar could see the reports flooding in. Human ships, clearly damaged beyond any hope of victory, rammed themselves into Imperial dreadnoughts with such force that both vessels were obliterated. Others, their crews dead from impossible accelerations, continued on automated courses toward military installations, guided by AIs that sang human war songs as they delivered their final payloads. "They've turned their entire planet into a weapon," the Emperor continued. "Every factory, every laboratory, every mind focused on one purpose: our destruction. They're not seeking conquest, Admiral. They're seeking revenge." The human fleet reached Zephyr Prime's outer defense grid in 3 days, a journey that should have taken weeks. They came not as an invasion force, but as harbingers of humanity's final message to the galaxy. The last transmission from Admiral Chen came as her flagship, a massive vessel built from the twisted wreckage of Earth's greatest cities, plowed through the Imperial Palace's shields. "You wanted to see what humans do when you threaten our children, our homes, our future." Her voice was calm, almost peaceful. "Consider this a comprehensive demonstration. Remember us, because we sure as hell will never forget you." The explosion that followed was visible from 12 star systems away. In the aftermath, as rescue ships pulled survivors from the ruins of the Empire's capital, they found something unprecedented in 3,000 years of conquest. Graffiti burned into the very walls of the Imperial Palace in humanity's strange script. The translation, when it finally came, sent shockwaves through every remaining Imperial world. "We were never here to beg. We came to collect." The Empire had expected submission. Instead, they received education in what it meant to awaken something that preferred mutual destruction to dishonored survival. Humanity had taught them that some species, when cornered, don't curl up and die. They bare their teeth and charge.